Today we will be talking about Aventurine and why you should buy him. This will be an illegitimate guide without actual good and pros and cons. No, I'm kidding. We're going to go over the real reasons why you want to buy this guy. Most of you have already decided. I think a large majority of people are going for Aventurine, and then Sam, and then Robin if they can, and then Boot Hill somewhere in there for some people. Shout out to y'all. We love you. Well, let's be honest. I think everyone's pretty much simped for Sam and Aventurine. There is a green and yellow hype going around. And then there's Robin, which is like, welcome to my world. I don't know. It's catchy. I like it. But without further ado, I made a pros and cons list. A quick PowerPoint for us to go through together today. I've tried making this video 3 times and the audio's up because OBS is the worst thing that's ever been offered. Basically, anyway, so it may look like a mess, but I wore yellow today for this video. I think it's going to be pretty all right. We're going to make this quick and dirty, but without further ado, let us jump into a PowerPoint presentation on why you might want Aventurine literally a day before it comes out. And you probably already have decided a long time ago whether you're going to get him, but I guess here we go. Aventurine, a proper guide. Now, the man we'll be talking about today has lived a great and excellent life, from adorable child to an absolutely charismatic man. And it looks like I forgot to put the arrow in because I made this a few days ago. So I actually have completely forgotten what was in here. A few of the recordings fell through and I was like so sick of it. I'm like, I'm not even going to do this. It took me days to come back, but we're here. A day before his release, right at the hour. And the main reason why we're making this guide today, the main reason, is why you want this man in the middle over Robin, my world, girl, whatever, and Boot Hill, the emo cowboy. We've all seen the song. I won't quote it here. But why Aventurine? There are some legitimate reasons, and most of those have to do with math, but we will not be doing math today because math is for nerds, and we're all nerds, let's be honest. But math is for super nerds, and we're not going to be nerds in this video. We don't need math. We're going to go into this and talk about the real reasons you need this character. We won't be sitting here whipping out the Excel sheets, the percentage signs, the build imaginary attack and defense, blah, blah, blah. There's a million guides on that. We're not doing that today. Holy crap, do I need a haircut? Look at this. Anyway, we won't be whipping that out. Instead, we'll be talking about the real pros and cons. Now, the first and most legitimate reason is this is your sustain right now. It's so sad. Because in reality, in this game, if you don't have a banner character for like your heals or tank, it's just going to be miserable in the late game. You just need it because like you can make damage, get enough rolls and like stacked enough to make even like a 4-star Don Hung absolutely destroy. But when it comes to keeping your team alive, making these characters relevant is a nightmare. I'm sorry, it just is. And this is what you could feel like. A bunny sleeping on a cloud. With Aventurine, this is more fun now that I forgot what's in it. But that could be you. But for real, if you don't have a banner sustain for abundance preservation or whatever, just get this lad. Wow, burger guy. Look at him. He's studly. He's muffiny. It's literally that simple. But let's go over actual pros and cons list that I wrote out for you guys to keep it real simple. He's a god tier tank and sustain. They will never, ever come out with a tank and sustain that's worse than one before it. The only thing with Fushuan and him is Fushuan heals a little bit better. This guy's going to be doing insane damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Doctor ratio for free at this point. The Doctor ratio synergy is insane. It's crazy. When you're going to be rolling this guy with him, your team will never die. And the amount of damage and like follow-up attacks, it's going to be bonkers. You don't need no light cones. You build those guys, this late game team is going to make some crazy damage output. Now he's husbando material. Now this debate was settled in another video that I made. Actually, it's still a war zone over there. It's basically like the Vietnam of topics. It was a tier list of husbandos, whether this man's S tier or A tier. I put him in A tier for various reasons. This did not sit well with many people. I love you all, but anyway. He is husbando material and he deserves to be on your team for that alone. Next. He is equivalent to Fushuan, but he actually does damage because Fushuan does a lot of healing. And if you don't have her, just get this guy. Realistically, he's going to be a great choice. One of another pros is he's had more screen time for his backstory thus far than pretty much any character in the entire game. Now, this can also be seen as a con because he probably won't be getting much more. You will probably be going the way of the seal. As in, some side quests randomly, but her primary story is done for the most part. It is what it is. The story must go on. And last but not least, He charisma'd Acheron into dyeing her hair white. That's a high level of charisma to turn the emo girl to dye her hair and then kill you. So I don't know if that was charisma or being such an annoyance that you managed to drive her crazy, and so she dyed her hair and killed you and turned her into like a sundeer or something, or like a yondeer. I don't know. But it happened. This is true. Next, we'll be going into the cons. Number one, he's not a waifu. I'm sorry. He's as close as you can get. Oh my god. He's as close as you can get to a waifu without being a waifu. So, whatever floats your boat, man. Next, you simp for Robin and can't afford both. In my realistic assessment, between now and the release of Sam, you will have time to build enough roles to probably get both Robin and Sam. But if you roll for Aventurine, you will have to choose between Robin or Sam. And if you're waiting for Boot Hill, we appreciate you. But this is all going off the fact that you're free to play. If you're not, just get them all. Collect them all like Pokemon. Stack them on your shelf. Make a shelf like figurines over here. You can't see me. There's a wall right here, actually. This isn't just like empty whale space. With floating whales all over. But you could put a shelf here with all your beautiful anime waifus and husbandos. But if you can't, just, I'd recommend, realistically, if you're a new player, probably get Aventurine for your sustain, and then heavily consider Sam and or Boot Hill for an insane damage. Because Robin's buffs are going to be good, but if you already have Sparkle, or Branya, or Ting Yun, or there's a lot you can fit into that slot. But I think when it comes to utilitarian purposes, Aventurine's going to be one of the best to have a tank for the foreseeable future. Robin will be great, but she won't be necessary as necessary as probably Sam or two teams, and Dr. Ratio will solve one with Aventurine, and then you need to focus on your other team being like either some other 5-star. And most of the time you just want the new guy anyway, because like the old heroes, like Jinglu is going to be amazing, but she's going to be outpaced eventually by some other crazy shit. Almost always the newest banner character is going to be something ridiculous. The only reason you don't get them is because you can't afford them all, or you're Tectone, or refuse to put a man on your team. Next. This is true. This is a con. He is not an emo cowboy, which is an archetype I've never seen put in a game before. That is a con. Another con is your sustain is good already. For real, yeah. If you have like Luocha and Fushuan, this will go down as a totally skippable character. But it does look like they're leaning into actual synergies. Since you want to make Dr. Ratio cracked, this is the way to go. But if your sustain's already good, you don't need this guy. It's totally a waste of time. Next, you hate blondes. Oh, am I kidding? If you hate blondes, skip this guy. I get it. You're just not a fan. You're a brunette. You like Boot Hill's hair. You like Robin's hair. But blondes, get them out of here. You ever hear a dumb blonde joke? It's been a while, but they're around. Last but not least, I forgot his eyes. Do they scare you in a good way or a bad way? That's up to you to decide. Because to me, they're freaky. But are they freaky or are they freaky? You know what I'm saying? Which way do you go? It could be a pro. I even can't believe I made this. Building the character. I forgot I made a page for this. Basically, I love all the math guides because everyone's like, I got the scientific conclusion, which like go watch all those. They're great for that. But realistically, all you need is defense percent. Just throw a bunch of defense percent on this guy and you'll be good. And maybe some speed and shit. I don't know. It's fence resistance. But basically, it's like you give him a bunch of defense. He's going to like unload his coins on people and it's going to do so much damage and follow. It's going to be crazy. And then his snap, if you have a good speed, like no one will ever die. This guy's going to be cracked. That's it. It's that simple to get this guy. He's the best. And last but not least, we come to the end of a quick video. Oh my god. We come to the end of the video. Buy me, please. Look at him. You need him. I took his sexiest picture, which I probably shouldn't have because that biases most people in one way. See, buy me, please. Oh, I even wrote because I was thinking about it because I was like, buy me, please. Roll for me. Then I was like, isn't this like super f***ed up? Because he was like a slave at one point and actually bought and traded. And I was like wanting to write this whole bit on how we're the bad guys now at this point for buying him. But I just never got around to it because I've tried recording this video multiple times and every single time it's failed. And I'm tired. I even wore yellow for this video, dude. In support. Is that a hair? What the heck? But thank you all for watching my brief video on why Aventurine should be picked up. I appreciate it.